This is the resume and cover letter workshop. My name is Cassandra. I'm a project assistant here at the Welcome Home City program, available here at San Diego City College, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Okay, so this is today's agenda. What will we be going over on our workshop? We're gonna go over the requirements needed for a resume, the do's and do nots, some resume examples, some templates I'll be going over with you guys that you can choose from, and then a cover letter example, and then some resources for your resume and cover letter that you guys could use. Okay. So first off, let's go over how to create a resume. I'm gonna start off by sharing my experience. I remember when I first created my resume, I was confused, scared, nervous. I had no idea where to start. I was like this cat right here scratching my head, like, where do I start? I had no template to use anything. It was literally a blank page. So first off, I would recommend creating a list of the last 3 to 4 jobs you had. If you have no job experience, that's okay. You can include some volunteer work. And also make sure before you start your resume that you're using a professional email. We want to make sure that the employers are seeing you in a professional way, because once they see something that's not good, they're gonna write you off right away. And then also, you can use Word doc, Google Drive, or simply paper to start your resume. If you're at home and you don't have access to computers, like you're not able to use Word doc or Google Drive, go ahead and start your resume on a paper, and then you can come on campus and use some of our computers to transfer your resume. And then another thing is you should have at least 3 references max. Don't go over that. They don't want to see a list. Okay. And then our next slide is what not to do on a resume. Your resume should not be longer than a page. Employers have a specific time to look over resumes. They usually spend like 5 to 7 seconds going over it. So you don't want it to make it longer than a page. Also, do not include your social security number. It's okay to include your email, phone number, and address, as the employer will need this to contact you, but not your social security. And then also another thing is, don't add your photo onto your resume or any other little pictures or stickers. We want to make sure that it's, formal and professional for the employers to see. Okay. And then another thing is, one common thing that students do is right here on the job title, students will add a description of job duties underneath their experience list. Employers don't want to see that. They really like to see the job description be really, really like detailed, and make sure to have it starting off with the action verb. And then I'll go ahead and provide a list of action verbs that you guys could use. Okay. And then another thing is they don't want to see different color fonts throughout your resume. So use the color black throughout. It's okay to have like blue right here to make your job title stand out and your contact information. But other than that, they don't want to see red here, blue here, green, purple. That's not professional. And also make sure that you have your font size, your font, and your margins be all the same. They don't want to see uneven margins. Make sure everything's lined up so it's easy for the employer to read. Okay. And then we're gonna go on to the next slide. Oh, and then one thing I did want to mention is this is what's recommended. Every employer has their little niche of how they like things. So like this is not exactly how to do it, but it's what's really recommended by employers, what they really like in resumes. Okay, and now I'm gonna go over some resume templates that you guys can choose from. First off, we have, oops, sorry. First off, we have the chronological resume template. This template is used mostly to list your most recent jobs you had first. It's recommended that you use this template if you have a good work history, if you don't have that much of a time gap between jobs. And some of the pros that come with using this resume template is it's easy to read for employers. It's easy for them to track your work history, and it also emphasizes job titles that you have. And it's also one of the most preferred formats for employers because it's very easy to read and go over. And it also describes the duties and achievements and makes them stand out. Okay, and then some cons I did want to mention with this template is that it can show the time you held a job. So, for example, it could show that you held a job like for a short amount of time, and employers want to see that you're able to connect and work with people and hold a job for a while. Okay, and then it can also provide information that allows the employer to calculate what your age is. And then it also might show lack of experience. Okay, and then our other resume template that we have is the hybrid resume. And for this one, it uses features from both a chronological and functional format template. Um, it's recommended to use this resume template if you are looking for a job in a different industry, or you are a dislocated worker who has retrained in a new career, or if you want to show off your skills specifically to make yourself stand out. And then some pros that come with using this template is it highlights your compliments and strengths. It also allows flexibility on how you present yourself, and it allows you to organize and customize the resume as you want. But some cons that come with this resume template is that it might be hard for the employers to locate the skills category, or it might be overwhelming to them. It can also highlight gaps in employment and short-term jobs. And then, oh, sorry. And then I have some resume statistics here. The average time spent reading a resume is 6 to 7 seconds. So it's really, really important to make sure you work really hard on the resume, that you customize the job descriptions to the job that you're applying for, tailor it really good, because they only spend 6 to 7 seconds, which is a really short amount of time. Okay, and then the other fact is resumes are rejected because of a photo on the resume about 88% of the time. So do not include your photo. The other one is resumes sent in result in an interview about 2 to 3%. That's like a really low percentage. So really, really tailor your resume to the job that you're applying for. Okay. And then recruiters like to get resumes personalized to the job position about 63% of the time. If they see it's like a generic resume, that's like, a resume that you create one time and you send out to a bunch of jobs, they can tell and they're not gonna want to choose you for an interview. So really personalize it. It's very important to do that. Okay. And then the other fact is that an applicant that submits the resume with typos and grammatical errors get rejected about 59% of the time. Okay, so make sure you proofread or access resources like the English Learning Center here on campus so they can help you go over your description and correct some typos for you. Okay. And then I have this quote here for you guys. It's by Marsha Johnson Evans. She's an amazing woman. She is the interim commissioner of the of the military. Okay, so you can have unbelievable intelligence, you can have connections, you can have opportunities fall out of the sky, but in the end, hard work is the true, enduring characteristic of successful people. So thank you guys all for coming here. Like, you guys showing up shows that you're working hard, that you care about your education, and that you're really trying to, push forward. And good job, guys. That's really good. And then I also wanted to share this. It's a list of action verbs that we have that you can use for your resume. You will use these action verbs when writing your job description. Always start your job description with one of these action verbs because they'll really make your resume stand out. Employers want to see that, oh, they administered something, they were supervising. They're going to want to choose candidates like that. Okay, and then here we have the sample reference page. Make sure to include your current individuals that you are working with. You don't want to use old references because if the employer calls your reference and maybe they might not remember working with you, it's been a couple years, or they're like, who? And that's gonna make you look bad right away. And then also, if references are requested by your employer, make sure to include it in a different page. Do not include it in your resume page. It could be in a separate document. Okay, and then also include detailed contact information because sometimes students will leave out a phone number and employers need that to contact your reference, or they'll leave out a email and they want to use that as an alternative to contact your reference. And make sure you have it up to date because if they call and they're like, oh, sorry, this is the wrong number, it's gonna make you look bad. Okay. And then make sure to use your networks here on campus. Example, you can use your professors as a reference. You can use mentors. You can use your current employer, past managers. Just make sure you let them know ahead of time that, hey, I'm going to be using you as a reference. Is that okay? And if they say yes, then good for you. And then they'll be on the lookout for that call. Okay. And one thing that's not recommended is do not use family members as a reference. Okay. And then here we have our cover letter template. A cover letter is what goes with the resume to explain more about yourself, to go into a little detail where you explain some of your achievements and thanking the employer for consideration into looking into your resume. It makes you stand out more. Okay. And then you can use the English Tutoring Center to go over your cover letter. They'll help you proofread it. They'll help you organize it in the correct format. And then also make sure when you are working on your cover letter that you have a professional voicemail and email address. So in case the employer wants to contact you and they call you and they miss your call, you want to make sure you have that professional voicemail. And then also an email address. I've seen so many email addresses where it's like coolkidfordays@gmail or like babygirl@yahoo.com. Like, don't use emails like that. Make sure it's professional. I also believe that you guys have your student emails. You guys can use that as well. That will be very professional. Okay. And then I'll also show the employer that you're pursuing your education, which is really good. They like to see that. Okay, and then this is your chance for the when you're doing your cover letter to put your best foot forward, make yourself stand out. It's really good. The cover letter can honestly be the reason why they want to choose you and pick you for an interview. Okay, and then make sure to address the employer specifically when you're saying dear, Mr., Miss, having their name of the contact person will really make your your cover letter stand out. It'll bring their attention to it. Okay, and then make sure once you're writing your cover letter to highlight your skills in here. Okay. Okay, and then here's a resource for you guys. Here at San Diego City College, we have the transfer and career services that you guys can use. You can join the online job board. Here's a link provided where they have a lot of information. They have, I believe, 450 partnered employers where you can go to apply for jobs. And they also offer some work experience programs. And you can also join their mailing list for more information on career services or employment opportunities. And they also offer resume and cover letter templates. And then here on the side, this QR code, you guys could scan it and it'll lead you to the YouTube channel of the career and transfer services here at City College, where they offer videos on mock interviews. They go over some resume tips as well, and cover letter tips, and some job hiring fairs. There's a lot of videos there, so I recommend using the QR code so you can look into that. And then these are just some career developments that they help you with at the career services. They help you explore the career that you're wanting to look into. They also have a self-assessment where you can take this assessment to help you find what industry that you're looking to work in. They also do resume and cover letter reviews. They'll go over your resume and cover letter one-on-one with you, so you can really have that time to take your time, go over it with somebody that's really knowledgeable on this. And they also help you with job search assistance and something in your field of career. And they also offer some internships, search guides, and they help with mock interviews. They help you prepare for that interview. They'll tailor the questions to you and the job that you are applying for. And they also have on-site hiring fairs, annual job fairs, and industry hiring guides. So I really recommend you guys to get in touch with the career service here at campus. Okay, and then I have some resources here that are available here on campus. We have the Learning Resource Center, which is the library. Their hours of operation are here Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then on Fridays, they're only open from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Really take advantage of this resource right here because they offer free printing, which is really good. Printing is expensive these days. And they also give you access to computers. They have a lot of computer labs within their building. And if you want more information about the Learning Resource Center, you can go ahead and click this link right here, okay? And then the Transfer and Career Center, their hours of operations are right here. They also give you access to computers and they give you free printing for transfer and career related material that you can use, okay? And if you go into their office, they'll be able to work one-on-one with you on your resume and cover letter. Oops, so sorry. And then the EOPS, they give students access to computers and free printing, but only for students who are EOPS students. Okay. And then the DSPS High Tech Center, it's the same thing for them. If you're a DSPS student, you have access to their computers and free printing. However, I did want to point out the High Tech Center lab will be closed every third Wednesday of the month from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. I think it's because they have faculty meetings. But take advantage of these resources here on campus, okay? Okay, and then another resource here on campus is the English Tutoring Center, like I mentioned before. Here's their hours of operation. They also, the English Tutoring Center, they offer online hours. And their online hours are Monday to Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And they also help you on Saturday on the weekend. Their hours are 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's really good because I know some of us, we work throughout the week and don't have time. So take advantage of that. They're able to help you on the weekend on Saturday only though. And they do give you access to computers and they give you one-on-one tutoring so they can help you with your resumes, cover letters, your future resumes, how to tailor it to each job. Okay. And then some outside resources is all public libraries here in San Diego. You can go and use their computers for free. You just have to sign up for the library card, which is free and it's very quick. Um, and then to print at the public libraries in color, it's $1. And to print in black and white, it's 15 cents. And then here's their hours of operation. They're closed on Sundays. Okay. And then some web resources that you guys can use to create your resume and cover letter is the Live Career. This one helps you to create your resume, and the College Grad. This one also helps you to organize the template of your resume. And then use OwnNet when you're trying to, maybe you're stuck and need help writing the job descriptions. You can use OwnNet to look into descriptions of your job to help you create that for the job title. And then Cover Letter Now is used to create your cover letter. It's really easy. It practically creates the template for you and you just have to fill it out. And then Resume, it helps you to create your resume.